Theodor Adorno, 1852–1918. German philosopher who also wrote on sociology, psychology, and musicology. Adorno obtained a degree in philosophy from Johann Wolfgang Goethe University in Frankfurt in 1924. His early writings, which emphasize aesthetic development as important to historical evolution, reflect the influence of Walter Benjamin's application of Marxism to cultural criticism. After teaching 2 years at the University of Frankfurt, Adorno immigrated to England in 1934 to escape the Nazi persecution of the Jews. He taught at the University of Oxford for 3 years and then went to the United States, 1938, where he worked at Princeton, 1938–41, and then was co-director of the research project on social discrimination at the University of California, Berkeley, 1941–48. Adorno and his colleague Max Horkheimer returned to the University of Frankfurt in 1949. They rebuilt the Institute for Social Research and revived the Frankfurt School of Critical Theory, which contributed to the German intellectual revival after World War II. One of Adorno's themes was civilization's tendency to self-destruction, as evinced by fascism. In their widely influential book Dialectic of Enlightenment, 1947, Adorno and Horkheimer located this impulse in the concept of reason itself, which the Enlightenment and modern scientific thought had transformed into an irrational force that had come to dominate not only nature but humanity itself. Rationalization of human society had ultimately led to fascism and other totalitarian regimes that represented a complete negation of human freedom. Adorno concluded that rationalism offers little hope for human emancipation, which might come instead from art and the prospects it offers for preserving individual autonomy and happiness. Adorno's other major publications are Philosophy of Modern Music, 1949, The Authoritarian Personality, 1950, with others, Negative Dialectics, 1966, and Aesthetic Theory, 1970. Marcuse Herbert, 1898–1979. German-born U.S. political philosopher whose combination of Marxism and Freudian psychology was popular for a time among student radicals in the late 1960s. Having become a member of the Social Democratic Party while a student at the University of Freiburg, Marcuse joined the Frankfurt Institute for Social Research in 1932 and became its most widely read spokesperson. Fled to Geneva in 1933 when Hitler came to power, then went to the United States in 1934, where he taught at Columbia University and became a U.S. citizen in 1940. His Reason and Revolution, written in 1941, made an important contribution to the understanding of Hegel and his influence on Marx. Intelligence analyst for the U.S. Army during World War II, he headed the Central European section of the Office of Intelligence Research after the war. Returned to teaching in 1951 at Columbia and Harvard, Brandeis University, 1954–65, and the University of California at San Diego, 1965–76, where after retirement he was honorary emeritus professor of philosophy until his death. Hegelian Freudian Marxist, Marcuse highlighted the cultural forms of repression and the role of technology and the expansion of the production of consumer goods in the maintenance of the stability of capitalism. Marcuse observed that post-war prosperity had managed to keep the masses intellectually and spiritually captive, and his later works are permeated with pessimism. Though an open critic of the established order, Marcuse did not applaud the 1968 demonstrations by students, many of whom were his readers, believing the demonstrations to be misguided. "I still consider the American university an oasis of free speech and real critical thinking in the society," he said. Any student movement should try to protect the citadel, but try to radicalize the departments inside the university. Among his major writings are Reason and Revolution, 1941, Eros and Civilization, 1955, One-Dimensional Man, 1964, and Studies in Critical Philosophy, 1972. Jurgen Habermas, 1929. Habermas. German philosopher, one of the most influential members of the Frankfurt School, see Theodor Adorno, Walter Benjamin. His major work concerned the process of formation of public opinion and ideas as to how rational discussion was possible in a modern, developed society. Habermas could be seen as a modern-day advocate of the Enlightenment. In his 1962 Strukturwandel der Öffentlichkeit, he showed that the bourgeois conception of democracy was nothing more than a translation of the relations of buying and selling into politics. As in the market, a monopoly was inevitably cornered by the ruling interests. His 1968 Knowledge and Human Interest Habermas distinguished between the technical interests which motivated empirical analytic inquiry, the practical, in the Kantian sense, interests which motivated humanistic sciences, which he saw as concerned with communicative action, and the emancipatory interests which motivated philosophical inquiry, whose objective is to lay bare how consensus is obstructed by various forces, be they psychological or social. Habermas quite consciously tried to develop a form of Marxism which was eclectic and able to draw on insights coming from other directions. As an advocate of networking and dialogue, his ideas about democracy and rational decision-making have been influential in many social movements.